So I've done a bunch of reviews on this channel, but I've actually never reviewed a gimbal for your camera. So when Zhiyun hit me up and asked me to check out the new Weebill 3E, it was a no-brainer. Now, the gimbals that I've used primarily are the Ronin M as well as the RS3 Pro. So that's kind of my experience and background when it comes to this. Before we get into what comes inside the box, I just want to say that this thing is light and you immediately feel it when you pick it up. And that's going to be good if you plan on using this for extended periods of time. But with that being said, let's do a quick unboxing. This is a lightweight and compact gimbal, especially compared to other ones I've used. Here's a quick size comparison to my RS3 Pro. So balancing this gimbal is not difficult at all. Really, it's just a matter of adjusting a few different points to get it to sit upright with your camera setup. You loosen the point associated with what you want to move, make the adjustment, and lock it in. For this one, I used the Canon R7 with the 16mm f2.8, and this is a pretty easy setup to balance. The max payload is 6.6 pounds, and I also did want to try to balance a longer and heavier lens, so I threw on my Sigma 18-35. And it did balance with no issues. The only thing I do want to mention is that typically with longer and heavier lenses, you need to push the camera back in order to balance it. And the further back you go, the closer you'll get to this point. And if you're close enough, it may interfere with your tilting motion. So keep that in mind. One cool feature with this is actually a quick release plate, and it allows you to switch between horizontal and vertical. You will need to make some balance adjustments, but this is quicker than needing to unscrew things and switch your whole setup. Now let's get to the menu and things you can adjust. So this screen, which is just about an inch, aesthetic-wise, it's really just a black screen with white text. Really straightforward. It shows you the information, you make your selections and go. Tapping the M button switches between modes, and we'll get to those soon. Hit the menu button on the side and you'll get to the settings. To navigate the menu, you'll use the wheel on the side. You rotate it backwards to go down and forward to go up. It's also a button, so you push it to select. Under the motor settings, you can auto-tune it or set custom levels for tilt, roll, and pan. Hitting advance will take you to speed, smoothness, and deadband settings. The next one, which I believe is short for Bluetooth shutter, you can connect it to your camera and start and stop recording with a button on the gimbal. I wasn't able to get that set up with my R7, but that could be user error because I've never really used a remote shutter with this camera, but I'm sure if I played around with it a little bit more, I'd be able to figure it out. Wheel function allows you to choose what you want the front wheel to do. For example, you could set it to control the pan, tilt, or roll. Wheel set, you can decide the direction and also the sensitivity of the wheel. Joystick lets you choose the direction the joystick operates. For trigger, you can set what mode pressing the trigger puts you in. Vortex, you can set the speed, direction, and angle for that mode. In trajectory, you're able to set points and have it automate to those points over a set period of time. And this would obviously be good for time-lapse shots. And I also feel like this could be cool for shorter clips as well. But the problem is the minimum duration is 2 minutes. Like imagine I could set 10 seconds and I could walk from point A to point B and it'll pan over as if it's tracking me. I feel like that could be a cool feature. There's also an app you can download for this called Zhiyun Play. And in this app, you can do various things like control the gimbal, pick the mode, and also set up time lapse. There's even a mode where it'll sync with the motion of your phone, and I could see this being used in creative ways. So let's get to the modes. To cycle through, you just hit the M button. In PF mode, which is for pan follow, pan is enabled and tilt is disabled. L, which is for lock mode, pan and tilt are both disabled. F, for follow mode, both pan and tilt are enabled. If you double tap M, you'll get to the POV mode, and that enables roll. If you double tap again while you're in POV mode, you'll get to vortex mode, which allows you 360 control. Holding down the trigger will set you in go mode, and in this mode it's super responsive, and this is good for action shots. Before I show y'all some test shots I got with this gimbal, let's go over a few key differences between this and the Weebill 3S. The previous built-in fill light is removed. The lens support and back and base is removed. There's now only a single layer quick release plate. They both are pretty much the same weight, and they both have a max payload of 6.6 pounds. This Weebill 3E is stated to have a runtime of 16 hours versus 11.5 with the Weebill 3S. So look, it's really easy to get smooth shots with this, and really it feels like any other gimbal I've used, just at a fraction of the price. So with that being said, this is priced at $249 and it is available right now. The links will be down in the description. And be sure to check the description for discounts as well. Sometimes I don't have the information at the time that I'm making the video, but I'll add it afterwards. So I'm gonna get up out of here. If you enjoyed, go ahead, drop this a like. Jump down in the comments, let me know what you think, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It only takes a second, and I will see y'all real soon in my next one. Peace.